Good morning, children. Welcome to the class. First of all, I would like to wish you a very happy new year. And let's start the lesson today. So, today's date is 6th January 2021. So, we will be starting a new lesson with a new beginning. So, let us take out the page number 35 from the textbook. So before moving towards the lesson, I would like to ask you to look onto the screen. So here are some pictures. The globe is there, that is the earth, the passport, taxi, some credit cards, luggage, travel ticket, flight, that is the aeroplane, diary and the clock. So these are some of the things. And what does these things suggest us? These things tells us about travel. These are the stuffs that we use during our traveling. So, the lesson that we are going to read today is all about traveling. And why are we studying this theme? We are studying this theme because traveling is the best way to know the world. The second best way is to read. Let us read two stories and a poem about travel. So, traveling is one of the most important part of our life because from traveling we get or we acquire knowledge. The way we read the book and we acquire knowledge, in the same way when we travel to a different place, to a new place, what happens? We get to know the people, the culture, the tradition, the other few important places of that particular place. So these are some of the things that we acquire through traveling. So let us come to the lesson name, and the lesson is lesson number 13, The Travels of Ravina Aunty. So this is a lesson about Ravina Aunty. So the learning outcomes of today's discussion are to be able to pronounce the words with the letter EE correctly and to read the lesson with proper pronunciation. Now let us check out the words with the letters EE. Now when we use the EE, we always stretch the word. Whenever we pronounce it, we stress the word. Like FEET. How do we pronounce it? We pronounce it as feet. So we are stretching it, feet. Then HEEL, heel. PEEL, peel. MEET, meet. SHEEP, sheep. KEEP, keep. SEEN, seen, and FEEL, feel. So what do you see? When we are pronouncing each word, we are stressing wherever there is EE. So it is a long one. Therefore, let's read out the words once again. Feet, heel, peel, meet, sheep, keep, seen, and feel. Now, who doesn't love to travel? Everybody loves traveling, right? We love to visit new places. We love to try new food. We love to try their new culture. We love to know their culture, new traditions, right? Now, in every family members, one or two person are there who loves to travel, and whenever they come back to from the tour or from the vacation, they used to narrate the stories of their travel. And we always love to hear these stories, how the travel went, what are the problems that person faced during the travel, and how he has enjoyed his vacation. So these are some of the things that we love listening from the person who has traveled. And by listening and hearing to those travel stories, even we feel encouraged to travel more or to that particular place, right? So let us read the new words with meanings before reading the lesson. So the first word is jumped with joy. So whenever we feel happy, whenever we are very much happy or some happy news come or happy things happen, what do we do? We jumped with happiness. So jumped with joy means jumped with happiness. You can see in the picture here, the children are jumping with happiness. So jumped with joy means jumped with happiness. Next is magazine, a book with articles and pictures. So magazine, we are very aware of it. Magazine is very familiar to you. So what does magazine contains? It has some articles, that is the write-ups, the stories, and or some any kind of write-ups about a particular topic, and some pictures as well. So magazine contains a book. So magazine is a book with articles and pictures. Desert, a land covered with sand. You can see in the picture here, this is a desert, and I think you are aware of it, that deserts are full of sand, and camel is the most important animal in the desert, because in the desert you cannot take your car, your bikes, because it is going to get stuck on the sand. Therefore camel is the only animal that can take you from one place to another in the desert. Therefore the camel is called the sheep of the desert, and the desert is a land covered with sand. Then we have the lookout point. Lookout point is a safe place from where one can watch something. Now here you can see that the whole area is full of jungle, but the person is sitting and looking from a certain point, and that point is it is a build-up point, right? And it is, if you can see that this is the safest one, because others have the jungles, the forest, trees and everything are so bushy. So if the person goes inside that plants and he watch something, what there might be a chance that the snake might come or any other wild animals. But this platform has been raised there and made there, and that is one of the safe place from where one can watch the whole scenery or watch any kind of animal or the river, etc. Therefore a lookout point is a safe place from where one can watch something. Now let us come to the reading of the lesson. So let's start reading the lesson. So listen to the pronunciation and the way I am going to read the lesson. I hope you are going to try it at your home and read the lesson properly so that you can understand what is there inside the lesson. Okay, so let's start with the reading. Lesson 13, The Travels of Ravina Aunty. Ravina Aunty is coming this evening, said Mummy. Pretty and Priya jumped with joy. She was their favorite aunt. She had many interesting tales to tell. She worked for a magazine and traveled a lot. Ravina Aunty reached at 5 o'clock. Hello, my girls, she said. Come in, Aunty, said Priya. We were waiting to hear your stories. Yes, I do have many stories to share, said Aunty. Aunty, where have you come from? Asked Pretty. I had gone to a desert. I went there with my friend. He is a photographer. He wanted to click photographs of the rising and setting sun. It was very hot in the day and cold at night. We had to travel on a camel as cars would get stuck in the sand. Before that, I was in the mountains, said Aunty. What a different place! From a desert to the mountains, said everyone. Yes, at that time my friend had to click pictures of a mountain lion. The villagers had seen the lion. Luckily it was not snowing, but it was very cold with lot of wind. Were you able to click the pictures? Asked Priya. Yes, we set up a lookout point and covered it with leaves and branches. No one could see us. My friend had his camera ready. We had to wait for hours before the lion came. We were able to click just a few pictures before the lion ran away on hearing some. What a story, said Pretty. I am going to travel when I grow up. Me too, said Priya. So, This is all about the travels that Ravina Aunty has made. Sometimes she goes to the mountains, and sometimes you will find that she has went to the desert. So this is a very interesting story. I hope you're going to read this story and try to understand. I'm going to explain it in the next class. Now here are some classwork for you. So the question number 1 is write the word meanings in your copy. So do after watching the video, please write it down in your copies, the word meanings. Then question number 2, write 2 words with the letters EE. So whatever EE words are there in your book, you don't have to write that. Think about some other words and write those 2 words in your copy. Okay, so these are your classwork. Just after watching the video, do it. This is not your homework, as you are having your exam, so we are not going to give you homework. So do it as a classwork and keep it with you. So whenever we have a live class, we are going to discuss it. So here I am going to wrap up my class. Thank you.